All right, how's everybody doing? We're going to open up with Donnie Darko. This will at least be Donnie Darko Breakdown Part 1, or probably to be an attention grabber, uh, Donald Darkness equals Donnie Darko. Then we'll put Part 1 on it. I watched a video by Enter the Stars the other day, and it just dawned on me, or the Lord told me, however you want to phrase it, go ahead and break the movie down. Into the Stars showed some things that, because I follow very few that I trust, and Into the Stars does a great job. He's a free will believer. Seems like he does not seem like controlled opposition. He seems like a really good guy. I think the Lord will definitely awaken him to the truth. Um, I think he's called. I'll just put it to you like that. It's just a gut feeling I have. I have no idea, but let's go ahead on and break this. I've got various pictures that I took of the movie, and then I've got a lot of video that I've taken from the movie. And I will put the End of the Stars in the comments, in the top comment. Basically, I'm going to take you through the movie, if anything that's pertinent. Wow. Yeah, I've made maybe 40 recordings. I cannot get copyright strikes. So, just like he showed in Into the Stars, whoops. So I got to do that. I got to do that every time. Volume's up. Volume's up. Wow, volume's way up. Okay. Got a speaker in a box now. I think that's going to help. Well, this actually ends up being right at the very beginning of the movie. I mean, 2 minutes, 57 seconds into the director's cut. That's the one I watched. Halloween. Carnival. All right. Yay. So that is interesting, because we're thinking that Pet Goat2 is telling us Halloween's when he's going to get popped. Now that full moon begins. Full moon October 30th and 31st, 2020. It depends on where you are. Because Donnie Darko seems to make out like it's on the 30th. And the last tower went down on 10/28, which I was married to somebody whose birthday 10/28. And that's a long story. The Hunter's Moon. Well, there's the stag. And we've watched really good folks. I think it's Theology Ed does a lot of good work on YouTube concerning the stag, because the horns come off. And of course, you've got the stag in I Pet Goat, remember? The stag is seen right over Trump's head. If we go Trump stag, or hopefully stag. Well, in Skyfall, remember all of the stag symbology. Skyfall, the Skyfalls. There's the stag right over Trump's head. And when you look at it, neither one of them do it any justice. Sorry. There is a scene, though, where when I Pet Goat2 begins, not when it begins, as soon as it leaves Obama, you see the stag over Trump's head. There's his upside down pyramid hands that he sits with. So that's what this moon is about. It's the stag. It's always been the plan. That's why it's always been. And it's known as the Hunter's Moon. Why? Well, you see the bow, the hunter. and a bow was given to him, a crown. I saw it on a white horse. It's going to be the longest video I've ever done if I don't get on it. A white horse, he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer, which takes place at the assassination. He will go into hiding. And of course, that's what the last Star Wars showed us. The Emperor was dead, but he's alive, and he was doing everything behind the scenes the whole time. They said it was cloning, dark sciences. Only the Siths knew how to do it, so on and so forth. So there's your bow. There's your hunter's moon. That's why they've always called it a hunter's moon. Fascinating, isn't it? Seriously. Donnie Darko Halloween. That's the one. That's what I called it. So let's go back. Let me pause. Okay, so I already took the picture. I'm not sure if I showed it, if I'm going to show it. Let's go through the pictures real quick. That way we'll have done it. Some of them I didn't take out. Like we know that Trump means 88 in gematria. Back to the Future, you must go 88 miles per hour. Then license tag through time travel. And the license tag, then Donnie Darko is all about time travel. Then, of course, the license tag falls off the car and says out of time. And Doc says, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious SHIT. So when this baby hits Trump, you're going to see some serious, well, so text to Trump 88022. Again, the 22 Trump, there's 22 Trump cards in the Terra card deck. Donald is 666. And Donald Trump and Mike Pence come to 666. One in English gematria, the other in Jewish gematria. The chances of that, I left in Beast Out of the Sea, the time cover there. Alex Jones is controlled opposition, truth mixed with lies, just like WikiLeaks, QAnon, Snowden, etc. They tell you a lot of truth, and then it's called the bait and switch. I watched something called, I recorded a football game or the baseball game because they didn't have the DVR set up properly. Ended up seeing a terrifying Halloween display. So I said, Halloween. Sure enough, it had an upside down cross in it. And I went ahead and that's part of the video. There's Stephen King. Where is Donnie? Because he will disappear. Donnie, you're such a DICK. And of course, we all know Donald Trump. You know, of course, that's why people love him. You know how all the girls love the bad boy. We all know how that works. So everybody likes rolling with the bad boys. So that's why Trump has a lot of fans. He's the bad boy. He's fighting crime and to expedite that, or to, what's the word I'm trying to magnify that. They have staged a lot of events to make it seem like all of a sudden your Democratic Party is absolute communist socialism. So, and people fall for it. I mean, all the world's a stage, folks. And next photo, 12:54 a.m. on October 2nd, and Donnie Darko begins, basically, this whole situation begins on October 2nd. That engulfs him, and it takes you through the calendar. It was the first date given in the movie was October 2nd. That's when Trump, of course, is telling you he has received his crown. The Antichrist must receive his crown, his corona. Corona means crown. In the movie, it's all about 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 12 seconds. That's the day the world will end. That'll put us at October 30th at 7:36 in the morning and 12 seconds. And notice his arm is like when you get blood drawn. It even had a lump right there. And it's telling you that, you know, COVID test, October 2nd, that's where you start the 28-day count. That's what it looked like in the movie. I just cropped it. It actually hit at 9/11 in the movie when it started to glow, and I'll show you all that. Donnie Darko has brown eyes, Jake Gyllenhaal, but in the movie, the eye they keep showing you is a blue eye, and it's got Frank in the middle of it, and that's the portal. That ends up being the portal. When Trump gets shot in the eye, that will, in their mind, in their world, it will open the portal of time travel, yes, to the book of Revelation. See, Back to the Future, when you go back um, to when the Bible was written, it's telling you the future. You go back to the future. It was written 2,000 years ago. I'm sorry, it was written at the foundation of the world. What am I saying? Um, Chronically, it was written 2,000 years ago to paper, but of course, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. And of course, He knew us at the foundation of all things. Ephesians 1, 4, and 5. There is no such thing as free will. Free will is Catholic. I proved that. So when you go back to the future, when you do time travel, that's what they're doing. They're telling you that they are time traveling, that they are fulfilling God's will in time. As God is taking everybody now back to the future through Satan, of course. Remember, Satan, God can't do evil. Satan does the evil for God. God said, I create evil, I create darkness. I, the Lord, do all these things. That's Isaiah 45:7. God also says, declaring the end from the beginning, from ancient times of things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, I will do my pleasure. Well, He's spoken everything into existence. Everything. It's not waiting on little Johnny to make a free will decision. And He's already declared every single thing. Adam and Eve, the whole, all declared, folks. Every bit of it. God's not a cause and the Bible is written cryptically as if it's a cause and effect. Yet there was Jesus at the foundation of the world, foundation of all things. Yet we didn't really need Jesus until the Jews messed up, right? Since the Jews did this, then God had to do that. Yeah. See, it was all ordained. That's the part people don't get. But do you know anything about time travel? Well, when he walks out of that room, I show y'all Donnie coming out the door. Donnie's over here on the left, and this is over here on the right. I blow it up large for you so you can see it. You'll see Donnie Darko in the video. He'll be walking out of the room, and this will be on the wall next to it. So it's Donnie Darko or Donald Darkness or Donald Trump to be president. We know they're not elected. They're elected by Satan. Like we are God's elect. Of course, God ordained that it would all happen. So, but you get the idea. Incidents when the fabric of the fourth dimension becomes corrupted are incredibly rare. If the tangent universe occurs, it will be highly unstable. Sustaining life, no longer than several weeks. Eventually, it will collapse upon itself, forming a black hole within the primary universe capable of destroying all existence. Can't wait. Triumph means Trump. Trump means triumph. I broke that down with definitions. Did I not send it here? She talks about the books, and she says Sarasota. And sure enough, when we get to the scene, just know that that's where Bush was. He was in Sarasota, Florida, when the Twin Towers hit. And you're going to hear her mention books. It's also called Booker Book Elementary, Sarasota. She's going to mention it in this movie. It's going to blow your mind. There's Donald Darkness, 88. There's Frank with the wound over his right eye, which is what will happen to the Antichrist. Of course, Trump Tower has 5 multiple addresses, 721 through 725, that perfectly match the Little Horn of Daniel 7 passage as the acting Antichrist. Before that, it's just Donald Trump as president, a mouth speaking great things, written 3 different times. You have the upside down pyramid of 6 by 6 by 6 bushes. That stands for female or feminine or moon goddess. It's all about Lucifer. That's what, yeah. Trump, triumph again, crown, wreath, corona. All right, so that takes care of that. So now let's go back and let's do these videos. But it says, where's Donnie? And of course, when he's shot, he's disappeared. You know, when the deadly wound time comes, where's Donnie? Well, nobody's going to know. But not a line has been spoken yet. And the first words are, I'm voting for Dukakis. So this lets you know that this is election year. I want to get a copyright strike. God, I should blow this up so y'all can see it better, huh? Sorry.
I'm voting for Dukakis.
Whoop, there's pizza. People think that it's just, you know, the Dems and their pizza. Do they? They don't understand that Trump's done all type of pizza commercials. Yeah, I mean, let me pause for a second. There's one other thing that I thought to show y'all, and I already forgot what it was, and I don't want to forget it. That's what it was. I never did send the picture, I guess, in my phone where I screenshot it that says Trump means triumph, triumph means Trump. I think I deleted it, as a matter of fact. Trump definition, triumph entry. But you go to the triumph definition and you get Trump right there. To play a trump card. It's an intransitive verb off of the word triumph. So Donnie's wearing the triumph shirt right there. And I think they said in another time travel type movie, Benjamin, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button's Brad Pitt is riding around on a Triumph motorcycle. So anyway, let's keep going. Finish that one. Boom. All right, you really want to zero in where it just says Donald Dark. And that's when the movie's telling you his name is Donald Darkness. It's not Donnie Darko. You're just going to see Donald, which is Donald Trump's name, and then the word dark. And of course, you're going to see the 88 there, which stands for Trump. So you're literally looking at Donald Trump, because right below Donald is, because I showed y'all 88 means Trump in gematria. The 88 and 88 in gematria is Trump. Donald Dark, 88. All right, so let's rewind it just a little bit. And let me. You're a bitch. That guy's so silly in the movie. I guess I'm blowing it up. You can see all the. Let me zero in a little closer. It's a little fuzzy. Donald, 88. Donald Dark, 88. Donald Trump, darkness. Donald Trump, dark. So it's Donald Trump, because 88 means Trump. And notice how the 88 is much more prominent than the rest of the numbers. Dark, Donald Dark, 88. Down there, Donald, 88. Donald, 88. Pretty simple, right? Nothing in a movie is by mistake, folks. The Ghost in the Machine does all of this, tells the directors what to do, how to do it, writes a lot of the scripts, of course. That's how the predictive programming is placed in movies. It's done. Remember, Ephesians 6:12 says your flesh and blood. I mean, it's not flesh and blood enemies you got. It's principalities, it's rulers, it's the fallen angels and or the demonic entities. All right, so I showed it about 3 or 4 times. Sorry about that, but you get the idea. Not sure if these are in exact order when I put a bunch of them
Next
up at
one's
once.
going to say October 2nd, 1988, which is telling you October 2nd, COVID-19, Trump 88. I mean, they're giving you a very specific timeline. We're in that month right now.
That's true. I forgot to tell you that when it says October 2nd, 1988, Trump had COVID. Well, think about it. On October 2nd, 19, he had COVID-19, and then 88 is Trump. So it literally says October 2nd, 19, or October 2nd, COVID-19, Trump. Because it says October 2nd, 19, and then 88. 88 is Trump.
Laundering.
You're at the 12th hour. So that means when Trump announced he had his crown, his corona, on October 2nd, the doomsday clock was at midnight. That's what they're telling you.
The 12th hour, just per
Yeah.
Pet Goat2, when that clock is straight up 12 up.
Straight up 12 up. Is that even, or do you even know how to speak the English language? And there it comes on, October 2nd, 1988. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I had to pause it. And saw when it glowed, that's when it hit 9/11, which is the angel out of the bottomless pit, Apollo and Apollyon. Of course, Trump has the portrait of Apollo in his penthouse. So that is when the book of Revelation opened. At Revelation 6:2, the book of the end times, book of Revelation literally began. The rider on the white horse. We didn't see Jesus opening the seals, but we sure saw the Antichrist receive his crown corona. That's Revelation 6:2. So that's when you can tangibly know. At Revelation 6:2, you can tangibly tell that the book of Revelation is now in play. And these things must shortly come to pass, which is how it opens in chapter 1. So it's going to be like this the whole way through. This is just how I'm going to do it. Did I already put this one up there?
All right. And when October...
Yes. Yes. It's up there twice. Okay.
Second comes into full view, it's at 9/11, which of course is about Apollo. Now it comes in at 9:10. Or at least at the very full second. Or at least at the very full second.
I'm just showing it. I'm showing you that it glows at 9/11.
Or at least at the very full second.
12, 11.
Or at least at the very full second.
That's 09, 10.
And on.
Now it'll glow.
Now it starts to glow.
Yeah, at 9/11.
I'll try to pause it for you. I'll see if it starts to glimmer at 9/11.
That was all of it, yeah. And it did. This is out of order. This is the very beginning of the movie.
Now, this is very cryptic, of course, but as she is reading Stephen King's It, I don't know what it's about.
Donald Trump is it, because they show you it, and then Donald Trump comes walking by. So Donald Trump is it. Now, I don't know what Stephen King's book or the movie is about, but cryptically, it's about Donald Trump as the Antichrist. That's quite obvious, because as she's reading it, she looks at him and he walks by.
But obviously it's about Donald Trump, because as she's reading it, she looks over at him and he walks right by her. So that is it. The end.
Right here, she looks at him. Stephen King, It. Who's it? He's it. And he comes walking by. There he is. That's all you need to know, folks. What else do you need to know? I mean, seriously, don't you see how they do this stuff? I know it's crazy. It's crazy. He is crazy. We'll keep Pet Goat. Okay. All right. So now I'm at least on page 1. Look at all the rest of these videos. Let me pause it and get a bunch of them out for you quickly. All right. I got them prepped up. Let's go.
All right, next up, the next video I want to show you, or the next clip.
This one's 2 minutes, 55 seconds. Sorry.
So the date,
I'll move it along if I can.
when it comes on at 9/11, at 10/2, excuse me, on October 2nd, that's when he gets his wake-up call. Now I want to pause it. Now, it's blue. It's a blue eye that wakes up. And I don't think Donnie
Oh, okay. So to save your time, that's the portal. Also, Donald Trump's blue eye. Let's take a look at that organically. Close up of Donald Trump's blue eyes. What color are Donald Trump's eyes? What color are Donald Trump's eyes?
Check out these pictures.
Dark gray, blue. Okay. And we also know that there was a scene, well, that'll waste too much time, from the movie Dumbo. And something, some eyes of blue. That stork brought in the movie Dumbo.
So is it the clone that's now awake? And that's what made the appearance. And now I'm going to take you to what this, because by the spirit,
He's being called, and it's a rabbit named Frank. 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds. That's the date the world will end. And that was right after October 2nd was shown.
6 hours, 42 minutes.
And we couldn't help but say that's when Trump's tweet that we showed you in the photo at 12:54 a.m. on October 2nd.
12 seconds.
See, because when he goes down, that's when the world will end. Well, no. It's the beginning of the end. But life as we know it will never be the same again. Is it already this? No, it's already not the same. I mean, Florida Gators have 2 college football games canceled back-to-back weeks. So they're already been messing with us for quite some time, shutting down businesses. You're not essential. You know the drill.
That
Those aren't blue eyes.
is when the world will end.
Yeah. It's the end of the world as we know it. And of course, we showed y'all that song, showed you the lyrics, and they simply said Donald Trump. The lyrics said one thing, something Trump. I forget what it was, but we showed you that it said Donald Trump.
well, he sure doesn't have blue eyes, does he? The 19, because it was October 1988.
We already went through
And
that.
now from that something in the morning on the 30th.
Okay.
No. Well, this next one could be a coincidence. You see the light, the chandeliers, which they showed in a previous scene when he was walking outside. But I didn't bother y'all with that. Well, an explosion takes place at 12:31, which 3 times.
By the way, some of these uploaded faster than others, so I'm not sure they're all in order. But I'm putting them in order that they uploaded because it would take me forever to prep it if I did.
In the Gospel of John, Jesus refers to Satan as the prince of this world. 12:31, 14:30, and 6.
Oh, when the boom hits it's at 12:31, which is the first time Satan is referred to as the prince of this world. It's in the Gospel of John, 12:31, 14:30, and 16:11. So that's what I was telling you there. So let's just cut to the chase.
Boom.
Right at 12:31.
12:31.
That's when it jumped.
So this is the director. And they give an Academy Award for film editing.
Yeah, I was just telling you that film editing, the way things are edited, the Ghost in the Machine will edit these. Artificial intelligence will edit, everything's done by computer now. Now this is your sun god, Patrick Swayze moment, and he of course is the pedophile living in the mansion, and he's playing golf like Trump. He's the sun god like Trump, and Donnie Darko refers to him as the Antichrist like Trump. So it's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black. It's just symbolism, and but he does step into the scene as the sun god, playing golf, of course, like Trump loves golf, and of course he ends up being a pedophile. And I'm not making any accusations here, but you would think the Antichrist would be involved in, I don't know, maybe some nefarious activities.
Now, Donnie Darko, this is when they switch gears with you a little bit and get cryptic. Then he gets but 24th. That's why I'm going through this. But the reason Patrick Swayze went sun god.
He walks
Patrick
in,
Swayze.
but he's
When he first enters the movie. And Donnie Darko. All right, let's roll.
What the heck's going on here?
See how Patrick Swayze now.
Oh, and I do show y'all that he also said son. He called him son twice. As Swayze's walking up, so it's all about the sun god. It's the sun god and the moon goddess. That's what it's all about. That's when an eclipse is, when they join.
Now is the sun god.
Remember, Lucifer is the transgendered version of Satan, the male.
This Jim is just like neighborhood kid.
So, and remember, this was October 2nd. Move it up 20 a.m. and 12 seconds. It is worth noting in the scene with Patrick Swayze and so forth that it was on a golf course and Trump's the golfer. Feel ya. Of course, Trump won't beat Buster. Those to a very known as QAnon. Only the Lord could pull his sheep out. You hear that fan in the background. It was in the other videos too, because I'm doing laundry this weekend. But I just realized that, that literally says son. You're a dog barking, and that's always, which is their big thing.
Son.
Said it twice. But it's S-U-N, isn't it? Sure it is.
Son.
You got the sun right there. You've got the sun right there. And the sun god walks up. Or does Swayze represent something blocking the sun? Or does he represent the Dems and their accusations of being pedophiles, and they are blocking the son. They are blocking him, even though everything they do is staged. And of course, Donnie Darko busts him right in and around the 24th. So we're going to be looking at the 24th. I'm always nervous they're going to come arrest me and frame me with something. But of course, hopefully this is just all about them, and maybe they probably won't come get me until when? Once the martial law and the electricity goes out and they shut down the internet and all that. When the internet goes down, you could probably rest assured you won't be able to get a hold of me, but you'll probably rest assured I won't be in a good spot at that point. And there's nowhere to run.
First starts talking about
And there's nowhere to hide.
Frankie Fiedler. First starts talking about Frankie Fiedler, but didn't notice how they say he was doomed, or some say he was doomed. He's switching gears. He's talking about Jesus saying it about Donnie Darko, or
Yeah, because he then says the word Jesus. Yeah, this is very cryptic. We're just going to let this play here.
Donald Darkness, or the Antichrist, because of course the Antichrist, Jesus said in the word, because Jesus is the word, that Donald Trump is doomed. And because of his...
The Antichrist is doomed because the Antichrist, the beast, and the false prophet are all thrown into the lake of fire. So
punishment, being thrown in the lake of fire with Satan and the false prophet. But of course, it's the spirit of Satan that will burn forever and ever. And
He said he was doomed.
who said Donald Trump was doomed?
Jesus.
Yep. Jesus is the word. The word said he was doomed.
The word did.
They could be saying the same.
They could be saying the same thing about Donnie. Well, of course, we are.
Same thing about Donnie. Our Donnie.
Our Donnie. They all love Trump. The Dems just pretend to hate. The Nancy Pelosi, you can't tell she's a witch. I mean, you can't tell all these people are nefarious characters. Well, you do, and you go, well, that's because they're Dems. No, they're all in the same squad, folks. They're just actors. They're making you think you got a decision. They're going to make you think this is all. That's what's going to start the rioting when he goes down, and it'll be their people hitting the streets. I mean, I doubt any of y'all probably, you QAnon people that watch my videos, I don't think y'all are going to be hitting the streets, but it's going to be shown that way through the media. And that's when they'll start martial law and shutting everything down. And that'll exacerbate all throughout Europe and the rest of the world. They'll be doing the same. And again, it'll be their people doing it. But he dodged it. See, that's what they're going to say. They think Donald Trump is going to dodge what's coming.
But he dodged.
He got out of it.
Yeah.
He
He
reversed.
dodged his bullet.
He dodged his bullet, Rose. He rose from the dead. Is it going to be a bullet that gets him? Or somebody going to stab him in the eye?
His bullet rose.
That was very cryptic. I mean, I have no idea. There's a
He
lot.
dodged his bullet.
There's a lot going on there. Let's just say that.
And then later they said somebody was watching over him. I didn't go far enough.
Oh, somebody was watching over him. He dodged his bullet. Somebody was watching over him. Satan, right?
But then cut to the next scene. I got to stop and record again.
I mean, there's symbolism in every scene. It's taken me forever to do this.
Talking about how...
By the way, she represents China. They refer to her as Chinese. And you'll see other scenes.
Donnie cheats death. Folks, you can't make this stuff.
Yeah. Donnie Darko is seen as cheating death because of this plane engine that landed in his house. And if he would have been there, he would have died. But of course, he was sleep golfing, remember?
The Antichrist. See, the engine crashed
Sharita, Chinese.
into the house, but he escaped death.
And they refer to her as Chinese and make fun of her because of Chinese. So China's going to be playing a big role in all of this, of course, as if it's not already.
Darko cheats death.
Darko cheats death. Donald Trump cheats death. Because it'll be a clone that takes the hit.
Darko,
Celebrity man.
Isn't he already?
Darko cheats death.
Later, they refer to him as a superhero. His girlfriend does. Said, your name sounds like a superhero. And he's like, how do you know I'm not? And of course, Trump says, what?
A million times. Where you been? We stayed at a hotel.
So
That's pretty much it on that one. Guess we need to go ahead on and make sure that we get this one prepped and ready.
Mr. Trump,
Yes,
are you Batman?
I am Batman.
So when the superhero comes up from his girlfriend, Donnie Darko, that name sounds like a superhero. How do you know I'm not? He says. So Donnie cheats death. Here comes China. This one's short. It's only 13 seconds.
again, I can't go 2 seconds. Bringing China into it, of course. Again, I can't go 2 seconds.
Go back to China.
Bringing China
bitch.
into it, of course.
Go back to
China into
China.
it, of course. Go 2 seconds. Bringing China into it, of course.
Oh, shut up.
Go back to China, bitch.
Again, I can't go 2.
Okay. So anyway, she represents China throughout the movie, letting you know China is very present. And folks, this movie came out in 2001. The predictive programming is off the charts, is it not? I need to go back and do it the way I was doing it so I don't. It's a lot faster if I just prep a lot out at once. So what did I say? It was China. The misery index, that was kind of weird.
We'll just let this speak for itself. I made a new friend, real or imaginary. Recent brush. This is a TV show called The Misery Index. And I accidentally recorded it because I was wanting.
Has the words Halloween in it, folks. It's all about a Halloween situation that happened on Halloween. Of course, it's an upside down cross. And it all happened because I was trying to record the World Series. And it was a TV show called The Misery Index. I ended up recording. And it was the baseball game, but I looked at what it said that I showed y'all in the picture, and I was like, and I found it on the, you know how you can go back and watch stuff? I forget what you call when you can do that. And so I went and watched it on the DVR. Upside down cross, Antichrist, Halloween. Upside down cross, Antichrist, Halloween.
Realistic display.
Yeah.
Sun God. They bring in Halloween upside down cross, even though it was the baseball game. And then I read what this show was about, and
Next up, destruction is a form of creation. Very deep, but Donnie Darko was telling you how they will recreate their new world order under Lucifer.
with death. But then they received a deadly wound by the sword. But then he talks about destruction, rebirth, changing the world. Resurrection changes the world.
With mass destruction, you can give us your opinion.
Or mass destruction,
Well,
excuse me.
they say it right when they flood the house and they
Right when they flood the house and they tear it to shreds, that like
tear it to shreds. That destruction is a form of creation.
destruction is a form of creation. Which, of course, that's what they have to do, right? They have to burn this world down. It says 1/4 of the earth dies to war and famine. Now, some people go, well, that could be 1/4 landmass wise. No, I think it's 1/4 population wise. That's how people will be ready for their new world order under Lucifer. Of course, God hands them a strong delusion that they will believe a lie anyway. Look how many people already believe in lies. One side of the political spectrum or the other.
So the fact that they burn the money is ironic.
They burned the money in the Batman movie, which we talked about a few days ago when I was telling you about Enterthestars.
They just want to see what happens when they tear the world apart.
Tear the world apart.
Who's going to tear the world apart? Donnie Darko.
They want to change things.
They want to change things and get rid of the Christians. Not you fake Christians that believe in free will and Donald Trump. Not everyone that says to me, Lord, Lord, what's he going to say? I never knew you. Now, are there some QAnon people that are going to be, that the Lord will awaken? Yeah, but they're not right now. If they're following QAnon, they have not received that call as of yet, I can assure you.
They want to change it.
That's when his girlfriend enters the movie. She's the new student. Frank, world coming to an end, stupid, it says.
Real or imaginary?
Imaginary.
We'll just let this speak for itself. I made a new friend, real or imaginary?
Real or imaginary?
Imaginary.
Would you like to talk about this friend?
Sorry, I can't get a copyright strike. I don't mind the copyright strike. I don't want it to block the video.
Frank.
Frank. What did Frank say?
He said to follow him
Said follow.
Follow him. Where?
into the future. See, when Trump was born, he was told about the future. He knew he was going to be the Antichrist day one.
Future.
And then what happens?
And then he said, that the world was coming to an end.
Oh, they're just telling you, aren't they, folks? QAnon. They're handed over to pride, national pride, their country, my country, my, me. They haven't been pulled out of the self yet. That's what the Lord does. He beats the world out of you. And it's all about self.
Do you think the world is coming to an end?
Yeah. As long as I don't go 7 seconds, especially if I talk in between, then I'm giving commentary.
No.
Which, under fair use, you're allowed to do.
That's stupid.
That's stupid that the world would be coming to an end. Right on. All right, so we did Misery Index, Destruction of Gracious, Frank, World Coming to an End. So we've got, I got a bunch more for you, folks. I mean, I'm right there, and it's, yeah, we got a lot. You're not going to believe it all you're going to see. Trust me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just do 4 at a time. That was Donnie Darko's superhero. And then it's 1, 2. I've been pausing.
So in the movie, Jake Gyllenhaal, of course, has brown eyes playing.
Sorry, I was pausing when I did prep those earlier for you. So
in the movie, Jake Gyllenhaal, of course, has brown eyes playing Donnie Darko, but yet you always see the blue eyes of Trump, or the blue eye of Trump, and then it'll show you the sea, the beast out of the sea.
this happens throughout the movie. So I'm just showing it again. Then you're going to see water. The portal. And then there's the sea. To me, that just said beast out of the sea. No. That could be
Sun.
And Frank appears. The rabbit. Spirit of Satan. That is in Donald's or Donnie's head.
So in the movie, Jake Gyllenhaal, of course, has brown eyes playing the last unicorn. Let's just keep rolling.
Simple magic.
It's one scene after another. Now, this one here, check this out. Let's just watch it. The date.
Copyright.
24 days later.
October 6, 1988. What went down this past October 6th?
October 6th, 24 more days.
The last unicorn, I showed y'all that unicorn is a symbol for the Antichrist. Of course, he's the little horn of Daniel 7. The last one horn. And I showed y'all another video when you just Google unicorn is a symbol for Antichrist and click images, you'll see the big horn in the middle of the white horse. And plus, you can do some research on it. There are some articles.
We're 24 days left. The last unicorn.
Beautiful magic.
Let's just keep rolling.
That's what the Antichrist is all about. It's beautiful magic. Lying signs and wonders. When he returns after the 2 billion people die, when he returns to save the world, and he will be a different person. He won't be holding up the Bible anymore. Everything that he stood for previously, he will now be against. He will be a new person. He will have learned his ways.
The
last unicorn.
Unicorn by Samantha Darko. There was one unicorn named Ariel. That's not real.
We shouldn't be too much longer, folks.
Again, one scene after another. I mean, am I the only one seeing this? Am I like crazy, or are y'all all seeing this?
When you're sitting there laying on a couch and it's really dark and you're sitting there like watching one scene after another and you feel you're seeing stuff, it does make you think like, am I crazy? Am I the only person seeing this? But I know some of y'all are. I know you are.
The school is flooded. And then he's going to mention that it's 12 classrooms. And of course, in Revelation 12, it talks about the flood trying to swallow up.
I was pretty sure about that, right? Am I right about that? Revelation 12, King James Version Bible Gateway. Yeah, And that's talks about the floods swallowing them up. Hang on, I'll find it for you. It's 12:15, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as if a flood after the woman. The woman is the church, the bride of Christ, represented throughout the Bible as 12, that he might cause her to be carried away by the flood. And of course, that's what they're showing us in Donnie Darko. Oops, come on. Come on.
The church, which 12 is a symbol for the.
It's flooded. No way. Yeah.
School's flooded.
Shit, that's the best news I've ever heard.
Don't have to go to school. School's flooded.
My God, is this ever going to stop?
God, my God.
Eventually, yes, it will. But right now, I got 12 classrooms full of water. All coming from
12 classrooms full of water. 12. But right now I've got 12 classrooms full of water.
all coming from a mustard
Classrooms, does that go back to Pet Goat2 in the classroom?
water main.
Again,
Interesting.
one scene after another. I mean,
Donnie Darko's superhero.
of course, Trump said, "I am Batman."
Showed you
which,
that.
Of course, Batman is always the Illuminati's Antichrist. The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight rises out of the pit. Check this out.
Change it.
Donnie Darko. What the hell kind of name is that? It's like some sort of superhero or something.
What makes you think I'm nuts?
So, by the way, how long did I let that play? Might get a copyright
What the hell
strike.
kind of name is that? It's like some sort of Donnie Darko.
Change it.
Yeah, I'll probably get a copyright strike on that one. But hopefully it'll still play. And lost my train of thought. Hang on. Now, I've already shown y'all Trump saying that he's Batman, and that in the movie The Dark Batman Begins, it came out the day after Trump was born. It came out on June 15th. Trump was born. So within a full 24 hours of his birth, Batman begins. The Antichrist begins. And then you have The Dark Knight, and then you have The Dark Knight Rises. And it literally shows him rising from a pit per Revelation 11:7, the abyss. So anyway, let's do some more. Storm coming. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, I got to pause it first. Poetry
The
Day.
storm is coming, Frank says.
And of course, Trump and the coming storm.
You guys know what this represents?
Tell us, sir.
I don't know, maybe it's the calm before the storm.
What's the storm?
Could be the calm before the storm.
And some have done a complete montage of all these different movies where they yell and scream or discuss the coming storm. Of course, they did it in Batman. I mean, in the James Bond movie that I showed you. But there's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne, of course, who is the billionaire from Gotham, Donald Trump.
You think all this can last? There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne.
Not very loud, sorry.
You and your friends better batten down.
You and your friends better batten down the hatches, so on and so forth. So there's a storm coming, he said.
Storm, Frank says. The storm is coming, Frank says.
Frank says.
Storm that will swallow the children. and I will deliver them from the kingdom of pain. I'll deliver the children back to their doorstep.
Of course, in their mind, they think they're doing good. They think that our God, of course, is evil.
I'll send the monsters back to the underground. I'll send them back to a place where no...
Oh, I probably need to say something. Commentary.
no one else can see them. Except for me.
Commentary.
Because I'm Donnie Darko.
Yes. Yes, you are. Drew Barrymore, if you
Of
were.
course, Donald Trump went
you
to
were
a
wondering.
Jesuit university, and so did all but one of his children he sent to a Jesuit.
And of course, Donnie Darko goes to a Jesuit high school. October 10th. Well, we're already on the 18th, so whatever symbolism this is for what took place this past year on October 10th, we shall see. Unless these days are offset, because they do show us a calendar. So maybe it's really the day, like a Saturday. I don't know. Again, the last Twin Tower went down at 10:28. So who knows?
October 10th, 20 days remain. 19 for COVID-19. That began on October 2nd. That's when this 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds began. And of course, 88.
There's a Jesuit high school. Elvis says this at his grave too, just to let you know that he was also controlled and handled. So if you look at Elvis's grave,
Donnie Darko attends a Jesuit school or high school.
the grave of Elvis Presley. Oh, they're not giving it to you, are they? It's up high in the air. Hang on, I'll find it for you. It's right above it. It's right above it on that cross. I'll continue to find it for you. Hang on. All I did was key in IHS, see it, and then there it is. IHS. Jesuit. These are the strongholds of the Catholics. It stands for Isis, Horus, and Set. Isis, Horus, and Set. See the sun god symbology? Again with the sun. Now they'll tell you it stands for something. There's always a double meaning. How do you think QAnon operates? Everything has a double meaning, folks. Anyway, interesting. Yes, of course, it's all very interesting. In these very last
All right,
days.
so Donnie with a gun, then we're going to go to today's date, actually, October 18th. Then a jet flies over. I know Trump is out west in Las Vegas. Literally said he attended a...
So October 18th, now there's going to be a jet flyover. There's China. She represents China, remember? And you can hear the jet beginning. Representing the Twin Towers. Or that Trump would be flying on October 18th. Air Force One. Dunno.
Adventures Fair.
Water and metal, and this has to do with it's you know, time travel properties, if I'm not mistaken. Water, metal, key elements of time travel. Water is the barrier and element. There's no such thing as time travel, of course, folks. Yeah, that's not biblical. Water, barrier, element, tangent, vortex, blah, 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 blah. Water and metal, key elements of time travel. I don't know. I just threw that in there. Not really sure why, because I'm not giving it much attention now. There's deadly wound by the sword symbology, possibly. I don't know.
When you look up deadly wound by the knife, you pick a gun, but we shall see.
From his
Increased detachment to cope.
inability to cope with the forces in the world that he perceived.
Commentary.
Frank? Yes, the giant bunny rabbit.
It's a 3-minute video I made, so it's a lot. So commentary.
Sorry for the glare.
What?
Yeah, this is done this afternoon. There's my
Fuck
curtains.
moon.
I've got blackout, but right there where the sun was coming through, the blackout doesn't get it off to the side because I wanted to black out because I want to be able to watch movies during the day just for this reason.
The bunny rabbit on the wall.
Buck Moon, bunny rabbit on the wall. That's me.
Him ever having
Talking about in Pet Goat2, you know, Frank throughout. See the bunny rabbit, the buck moon, or what they called the buck moon. We're just calling it the bunny rabbit. But this past buck moon, a bunny is a buck. It was an eclipse, if I'm not mistaken. During that time, there's a stag, which is also a buck. But there's Frank in the Donnie Darko, and of course Frank is right over what? Right over the eclipse, because the full moon. She represents, in my opinion, the full moon. They were saying she's the solar eclipse, but it's on that full moon where it rolls and she looks depressed. That'll be when Trump gets shot. Again, the females all look depressed at the assassination.
mentioned a rabbit.
Or the
Donnie
rabbit.
is experiencing what is commonly called a daylight hallucination.
A daylight hallucination. So he's going to be banging on the window. Right eye. Frank's eye. Be banging on Frank's eye. Then you got the beast out of the sea symbology, because then they show you the ocean. As he's hitting the thing with his knife. It rolls to the sea. Talks about that he's paranoid schizophrenic. Just wants to do more hypnotherapy. Again, the right eye, the beast out of the sea.
Right eye, sword, beast out of the sea.
Right eye.
Right eye.
Really? Really? And I think
Upside down.
Now you're going to see an upside down pyramid on the back of this. See the upside down pentagram, the symbol for Satan, right there in the back of that little game.
On the back of this game.
With the glare, you can barely see it, but there's the white dipping down the bottom part of it. What else was there in here? The manipulated living. This was very interesting.
Manipulated living.
In manipulated living, will do anything to save themselves from oblivion. And of course, they're going to manipulate your living. They're going to create World War III.
The manipulated living will do anything.
No.
People will save themselves, do anything to save themselves from oblivion. And it's actually God that sends them spiritually a strong delusion that they will believe a lie, because they're all going to fall for the supernatural lying signs and wonders that takes place. 2 Thessalonians 2, Matthew 24, Revelation 13:13.
Which, of course, is what the four horses of the apocalypse and their entire world into will be experiencing, and they'll be handed over. Spirit.
Let me bring some more up for you. Let's keep going. but I think you're the effing Antichrist.
I think you're fucking Antichrist.
Pot calling the kettle black.
Again, you're going to see the sword down with the jets. It's all like a symbol of the two Trumps. The art.
When the tangent universe occurs, those living nearest to the vortex will find themselves at an epicenter of a dangerous new world. Artifacts from the first sign of the tangent universe has occurred. Artifact living will retrieve it with a great interest and curiosity. Artifacts formed with metal, such as an arrow from the ancient Mayan civilization, or in a metal sword from medieval Europe. I didn't know the Mayan arrows were made of metal, but okay. And of course, this ancient artifact, or excuse me, this tangent thing is what? It's the jet. In the movie, it's the jet engine that just randomly landed in Donnie Darko's bedroom, but he wasn't there, so he lived. He escaped death. He's a celebrity.
Has occurred if a tangent will retrieve it with great interest from ancient. Okay. Sword from medieval Europe. The sword. Not really sure what's going on here, but.
No, I think what you're talking about is an act of God.
An act of God. So they get very deep here, very deep.
Well, if God controls time, then all time's pre-decided.
If God controls time, then all time is pre-decided. Yes. Isaiah 46:10. Declaring the end from the beginning, from ancient times, that are things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, I will do my pleasure. Everything is predetermined, including your salvation. If you don't like that, read Romans 9:11-24. The fairness of it is explained. Have not the potter power over the clay to make one vessel unto honor and another vessel unto dishonor? Because the goat world is what? Vessels of wrath fitted to destruction.
I'm not following you.
Every living thing follows along a set path.
Every living thing follows along a set path. Check. Very true.
And if you could see your path or channel, then you could see into the future, right?
And of course, Donald Trump knows his path as Antichrist. He can see into the future per the word of God.
Right? Like that was a form of time travel.
Again, I'm telling you, the Bible to them is a form of time travel. Back to the future. Back in time, the book of Revelation, the future was written. The future was written back in time. So you go back in time to the future end times.
Well, you're contradicting yourself, Donnie.
If you're able to see your destiny manifest itself,
able to see our destinies manifest themselves visually, then we would be given a choice to.
If you could see it, then you'd have the choice to correct it, change it. You don't have any choice.
Betray our chosen destinies. And
of course, the Jesuits don't believe in God or the Bible. They're just front. They're fronts. And he actually says he could lose his job because he works at and you can tell he doesn't believe in God, and that's what he was about to tell him. But he was about to say, I could lose my job if I continue.
The fact that this choice exists would make all preformed destiny come to an end.
Would make all preformed destiny come to an end if you're able to see it in advance, and you could change it, is what he's saying.
If you travel within God's channel.
But you can't, because you are traveling within God's channel. This is where I've got to discontinue the conversation, because I'm about to tell you there's no such thing as God, and I'm working at a Jesuit university, so I can't say that or I'd lose my job. Because we pretend to be religious, but they're all about fake science.
Not going to be able to continue this conversation.
Fake science or pseudoscience is known as scientism.
Why?
I could lose my job.
Deep conversation, don't you think?
Okay.
So they're going to read one instead, of course, that has a bunny rabbit on the top of it.
In Mr. Green's absence, we will
Bunny rabbit on the book.
now be reading another classic.
Bunny rabbit.
I mean, you can't make it up. Can you make it up? You can't make it up. Straight from My Pet Goat, the bunny rabbit on the wall. Frank's the bunny rabbit.
Hang on just a quick second.
At the Sarasota Mall bookstore, she said, and I showed y'all that earlier, that it was at Booker Elementary in Sarasota when the Twin Towers hit, and they bring it up in Donnie Darko.
Hang on just a quick second. That's right. Sarasota Mall bookstore was Trump's. I mean, it was Bush and Sarah.
I wasn't sure at the time because I'm laying on the couch recording the movie. And if you stop the recording, which I've already done before to look something up, the recording goes out. So I looked it up later, showed it to you.
Sarasota, when those planes hit, speaking of books, they were reading I Pet Goat.
Well, but come to find out, also Booker, B-O-O-K, was in the name of the school. Sarasota Mall bookstore, where the Graham Greene book will be that she gets fired over.
So check that out.
In Mr. Green's absence, we will now be reading another classic.
Bunny rabbit.
So the Graham Greene book she wanted her class to read got outlawed, so she went ahead and ordered a lot of books at the bookstore, and she ends up getting fired for that. Just told her class, well, I can't give them to you, but they're at the bookstore. I've ordered them, so y'all can go get them.
Watership Down by Richard Adams.
Watership Down. Beast out of the sea. Water. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that book's about. Interesting.
Maybe you and Frank can read this one together.
Since it's got a bunny rabbit on the cover. Then Donnie's laying in bed, and then the calendar is shown. October. Now, Halloween's on a Saturday this year, Monday here. So are they transferring the days? Are they saying that when he goes down on the 30th, it's really a Sunday, which would be right after midnight? So I would be looking from 10/28 on through the Day of the Dead, November 2nd, right before the election. Day of Dead, because Day of Dead is what they showed us in the middle of I Pet Goat, and the last Twin Tower fell at 10/28. So from 10/28 to November 4th, I'm sorry, November 2nd, which would be 1, 2, so it'll be Monday and 28. So basically a Wednesday through Monday, a 6-day window is kind of there, but you know, why not on Halloween? Spooky, huh? No pun intended. Let me bring some more up for you. All right, I've prepped it all the way through. It's about 7 videos. Let's finish it up. And this isn't even all the movie. I just at least got us through what I think is potentially something might go down with some arrest by October 24th.
Thought it'd be very interesting.
Says Halloween on the marquee, of course. This is all set in the time of October and Halloween, which is where we're at now. Hopefully that's why the Lord said to go and break down this movie. Frightmare. It's a double feature. There's going to be a couple things that go down. But the Trump assassination, of course, will be two for Evil Dead.
Evil Dead is the movie.
Of course, they showed you in Stellarium that when Trump was born, the eclipse, the full lunar eclipse that took place sat in between the horns of Taurus. Just like that. Just exactly like that. And there's that big glare that I was from my drapes today, because the blackout does its job, but off to the side, glass sliding doors works great, but my two windows.
So the rabbit's sitting next to him, and what they're showing you there.
And Donnie does ask him, why do you wear that stupid rabbit outfit? And the rabbit says, why do you wear that stupid human outfit? Because, of course, that's what the mark of the beast will be. You won't just have a stupid human outfit anymore. You will be inhabited by, you'll be uploading demonic fallen angel entities into your body, and you will be superhero status at that point. Your final phase, final step of evolution.
Once again, that is the position of when Trump was born. I saw that those videos. There's never anybody talking, but it's just.
I just said I was shown that on what I think are artificial intelligent YouTube sites that are always giving you movie clips, but never with anybody talking. Angel White is one. Shaking My Head Productions is one. And somebody's like, well, he's got his own Facebook. Yeah, well, you never hear him in the videos, though. That might be a front man, just like you had all these front men for Apple computers making you think that all that wasn't, you know, the government, CIA, whatever you want to call it, all working for Satan.
Please, sorry about the glare.
What happened to your eye?
What happened to your eye?
What happened to your eye?
Of course, I couldn't get it out of the glare, but you can see it, his right eye, just like what it says in Zechariah 11:17 about the idle shepherd. Arm will go limp, and the right eye will be darkened.
Right over it. Where is where the glare.
And that made me think of some serious symbology right there, like the sun was coming through right at the right eye, right? Sun God, it's freaky.
There was where his eye was messed up. How amazing is that?
It was pretty amazing.
Why do they call you Frank?
Why do they call you Frank? I had an Uncle Frank.
It's the name of my father.
And his father. Frank and Frank Jr. By the way, Donald Trump's dad is Fred Christ Trump.
His father before me.
And Trump's mom name was Mary, just like Jesus' mom was named Mary. And his father, the whole bloodline, is from the father's side, the tribe of David. So his father's side, Trump's dad is called, his name was Fred Christ Trump.
Frank? You're something else.
Donnie said, when's it gonna stop? He said, you should know that. He said, watch the movie screen. He's gonna tell him to burn it to the ground.
Yeah, this is the burn it to the ground moment, which that's what happens to the earth. As soon as Trump is assassinated, they're going to burn it to the ground. Again, 2 billion people are going to die.
Have you ever seen a portal?
Have you ever seen a portal? Bell chiming. Full moon. Is that what that is? Deadly wound. Right eye. Commentary. Burn it to the ground. At that point, there'll be martial law, World War III.
Burn it to the ground. When the eye, notice the eye got hit.
I don't think I was saying something we haven't already said.
Right when the eye got hit, that was the opening of the portal. And burn it to the ground. So when Trump gets hit in the eye, that's when
It won't really be Trump, though. It'll be a clone. But that'll be when everything begins.
The four horses. Well,
the other
three horses will begin war, famine,
death.
So after Donnie here's burnt to the ground, he puts the hood over him. He looks at his.
He goes and he burns down the house of the pedophile guy and Patrick Swayze's character. Then he comes back to the theater to get his girlfriend. She's asleep. So she's been put to sleep.
His girlfriend, who was asleep. Guess he walked out without her.
I forgot.
And this is what is on the movie.
But later on, I realized he came back.
Marquee.
Last Temptation of Christ, The Evil Dead. Last Temptation of Christ, The Evil Dead. And there it said Talent Show 88. You see that at the end of it?
So after Donnie.
God, that goes fast. Talent Show 88. 88. 88 means Trump in Gematria. Fascinating. This one says China. She did this whole dance routine with doves. Again, China's role in World War III.
So directly after Burn It to the Ground, the girl from China, or the girl they call China, does a dance. And then she is known as Autumn Angel.
So the dance in I Pet Goat. Remember the dance in I Pet Goat? That just popped in my head. I wonder if that has anything after the Trump assassination. Hang on, I'll find it for you. The dance. She does a dance. Let me turn the volume down. It's way loud. Sorry, I thought I had it for you. It showed her briefly, but remember, she does a dance. I guess I'm thinking of this dance. That dance. Which took place right after the Trump assassination also. Or the Antichrist assassination. So yeah, that's what I was talking about with her doing her dance.
Of course, we are in autumn when all this will go down. So China, don't forget an I Pet Goat.
Yeah, Patrick Swayze calls it the autumn dance, something to do with autumn.
That China, I believe that was the tiger on the back of the girl's jacket. Representing China. So China's going to play a role here in the next week or two. By way of peace, possibly.
Now that was really something. Thank you, Sharita Chin with Autumn Angel.
Autumn Angel. China symbol tiger.
According to Wikipedia, it chases away the so-called three disasters: fire, thieves, and ghosts. Ancient Chinese people believed that tigers turned white after they have lived for 5 centuries and that tigers could live for an entire millennium.
The tiger represent a country.
According to Trip Trivia, the Royal Bengal tiger serves as the national animal for India and Bangladesh.
So the tiger on the back of her jacket, we're going to say she's China. What is it a symbol of again? The tiger symbolism in Chinese.
According to Tiger Who Came to Tea, in the Chinese culture, tigers bear a greater symbolism, power and daring, and a subject of awe and fear, more than just prized for its beauty and majesty. In China, the tiger is considered the king of all beasts as it symbolizes power and a great deal of nerve.
Okay. Now there's stags all up in Pet Goat. In various movies. The movie Get Out had the stags throughout. Looks like a bull over there that represents Satan and a stag over there.
So the little school dancers stage, which a lot of people, but you see the stag.
Yeah, they had little
But you
girl
see
dancers.
That he called the Antichrist.
That's Swayze,
See the
Patrick
stags?
Swayze there.
Stags or bull's horns,
It's a little more like Donald Trump
both
up there now,
representative
though,
of
doesn't he?
Satan.
Doesn't he look a little bit more like Trump than he does Patrick Swayze at this point? That was pretty slick.
Or the Antichrist. Satan, the bull. You ever seen the Chicago Bulls logo? And of course, the Antichrist, the stag, because they loot. So anyway, so I'm back to the movie.
Some are better than others, sorry.
Wow. Now they show the stags on fire.
China.
And the Chinese girl is just sitting there.
That's that dog, right? That had the
by the
so Chinese dog symbolism, year of the dog. What year are we in Chinese calendar?
According to Travel China Guide, 2020 is the year of the rat according to Chinese zodiac.
Right.
This is a year of metal rat, starting from the 2020 Chinese New Year on Jan 25 and lasting to 2021 Lunar New Year's Eve on Feb 11.
And remember, in James Bond, he says, last rat standing. Oh, yeah, that's right. Right. Okay, anyway.
bronze sculpture. Oh, he went back and got his girlfriend.
That's what we were going to find out. She's sitting by the statue of the dog. Symbol for dog in Chinese culture stands for.
According to China Highlights, the dog has the essence of yang according to the yin-yang theory.
Interesting. Y'all can do research on that.
Girlfriend, after burning down the house, went back to the movie. The Manipulated Dead, Chapter 10.
Movie's rolling, so I got to pause it.
And Manipulated Dead. Interesting.
Almost done. Only got 2 more left.
Patrick Swayze's charged. He had a child pornography dungeon. And that you're going to see October 24th.
Yeah, this all is about the QAnon child traffickers. Of course, anybody telling the truth.
And the name of the city is Middlesex. October 24th. This will be next Saturday, next Friday or Saturday.
I'm sorry, Karen.
Because that came right before it. Then you got the 24th.
Yeah. So is this whole QAnon stuff fixing? Of course, anything true that happens, of course, it'll be staged theatrics to set up that Trump was fighting crime, just like Batman Bruce Wayne was fighting crime when he got seemingly killed in The Dark Knight Rises, and everybody thought he was dead, and he rose up out of the abyss. Well, what's going to be the reason why they have to kill Trump? Well, it's because he's exposing all of their pedophile rings, right? So if that ends up being staged, or if that ends up happening, the QAnon people will, of course, believe that, you know, everything that they've been misled to believe is happening, and they'll just continue on swirling down that rabbit hole, sadly.
But you have failed.
All right, the teacher's getting fired.
But it's God's will.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to.
And she comes out.
It says Star Search 88 later on, and it's like Star, Fallen Angels, the stars, the dog star. Oh, she was sitting by a dog. It's about Sirius, the dog star. That's right. It's their big star, the dog star. That's what 4th of July is about.
And she
Okay. And then, of course, she looks over and there's China. So does China drop a bomb?
And there's China.
Makes you wonder. I mean, World War III has to get started somehow. Good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to announce.
Ed McMahon's.
And remember, it's called Middlesex. The other day, Trump was talking about he'd kiss a man or a woman. After he said he was cleared of COVID, he said, I'll kiss anybody. I'll kiss a man or a woman. I'd rather kiss the woman. I'd rather not, but I would. He's a handsome guy. Remember Trump saying that? It's called Middlesex. Trump says he'll kiss everyone in the crowd at rally. I feel so powerful, I'll kiss anyone. Mr. Middlesex.
I feel so powerful. I'll walk into that audience. I'll walk in there. I'll kiss everyone in that audience. I'll kiss the guys and the beautiful women and everybody. I'll just give you a big fat kiss. No, but there is something nice. I don't have to be locked up in my basement. And locked
up in my basement. Is this already the clone talking? I mean, how do you know? How would you know? How would you know?
Star Search, Star Child.
Ed McMahon's Star Search 88, Sirius, the dog star. Commentary.
Of course, because Trump, the Star Search.
Sirius, the dog star. That's why that China was sitting by the dog.
88 is Trump. So anyway, the freak he's like the freak at the school, Middlesex Times, and there's the arrest of the she's a big fan.
Whoops.
And of that guy. He was a self-help motivator. And now she's finding out he's arrested. So she's super happy.
So local author's child porn ring exposed. Is this what QAnon's been talking about?
Are they going to take good people that are telling the truth and frame them?
Always been afraid of being framed for something. That's about the easiest thing to frame somebody for. Just come get your computer. Not. You're under arrest. Take his computer. Load it up.
That's what bothers me when I see this. That would come within the next week. So guess I would find out pretty quick, wouldn't we? But the most telling items in the movie are coming
I
up.
remember this says Monday and it says October 24th at the top there. Monday, October 24th. So is it really Monday or is it really October 4th? Because remember, you have to slide it back 2 days. Because their October 31st is on Monday. So
Items in the movie are coming up here. Rabbit, the blood that represents World War III or war, famine, death due to the war and the famine.
Well, this is
The
deep
blood
coming up here.
And Donnie talks about no reason to save them, but of course the rabbits are metaphors for the people.
Yeah, this is basically going to be the Antichrist Trump telling you the truth about everything. About the book of Revelation, about the destruction, about the killing. Because they don't believe. In Harry Potter, the Muggles were the people that didn't know all the supernatural stuff that all these mystery religion people believe. The people that run this world are from the ancient mystery religions that have been handed down. It's all the satanic, which is now a lot of it's been thrown out there in the New Age. So anyway,
Donnie sees them as nothing because the Antichrist and all the death that they see it all as nothing. And then the teacher talks about Ex Machina, which of course is the movie about the robot, the girl, the female.
So we can go ahead and show you that first so you'll have an idea of what we're talking about. The movie Ex Machina or Ex Machina. Remember, it's the AI, the image that speaks. And she literally brings it up. I'll put this in the comments. Hopefully I won't get a copyright strike. I have to stop a little bit though. But
Are you ever gonna let me out?
that's an AI right there. She's like, sure, I'll let you out. Liar.
Yes.
They know you're lying. She's AI and she's AI. Of course, they end up killing them in the movie. Whoops. Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin that for you. Great movie. I already know it. I'll watch it again. It's an excellent movie. If you can, get it in 4K. If you got a 4K TV and a 4K player, the scenery is, yeah, there's nice shots. But this will be the image that speaks. Your AI, it'll be Satan in the computer, the ghost in the machine. And she literally says, Ex Machina, God, or God Ex Machina, which just flabbergasted me.
Robot, really good movie. And that's the one that comes to save them. But of course, that'll be the image that speaks. So here we go. This is all pretty deep.
A terrible thing is coming. The rabbit represents the people. He's going to say there's blood everywhere. There's blood right there coming over that fence. The wall. The wall.
The field.
That represents America because there's the wall.
The field is covered in blood. Now, the arrest that we just saw also could just be, you know, Trump. Like they're going to start
the QAnon
assassination.
Covered with blood.
So this is the martial law, World War III beginning.
So all of this is World War.
All your actors are, of course, in the mystery religion, along with the women. lot of the women are just straight up witches. Of course, the men are too.
The three, of course. And
the QAnon people, they exposed a lot of that, but then they made it like Trump was fighting it. It's crazy. It's called the bait and switch. Tell a lot of the truth and get people sucked in, and then they got you right where they want you.
Then Donnie is going to speak about the human race, but he's going to refer.
See, the thing about QAnon, they got man saving everything. Now, when you read the Bible, man ain't saving squat. And the church is about to get persecuted. There is no pre-trib rapture. They lied to you about that too. Hell is not eternal torment.
Refer to them as the rabbits.
When the other rabbits hear of Fiber's vision, do they believe him?
Oh, Fiber's vision. Well, the vision was straight out of the Bible, wasn't it? He said, why should we care? Now, Donnie's going to speak of rabbits as people, and she literally says, Donnie, the rabbits are us. So she's telling you. This is straight out of the book of Revelation, the end times, war, famine, death, the blood, death to 1/4 the earth.
We care.
Why should we care, he says?
Because the rabbits are us.
The rabbits are us, Donald Darkness.
Why should I mourn for a rabbit?
Why should I mourn for you people? As if y'all were at the higher level hierarchy of humanism as we are that run the world.
Like it was human.
Are you saying that the death of one species is less tragic than another?
You mean deaths of one human is different than death to other humans?
Of course. A rabbit's not like us.
See, because in their world, remember in Harry Potter, the ones that were all up into the magic, they looked at the rest and called them muggles. They looked down on them. We're ignorant fools. And the people that run the world, that's the way they look at us, like cattle. So that's what Donald Trump is saying right here.
You know, it has no history books, no photographs, no knowledge of sorrow or regret.
No true history books, because they've manipulated everything.
I mean, I'm
no real sorrow or regret over what happened to Satan or Lucifer in his fall. Like that's what they do. Because Satan, they said, brought man knowledge, and that it was a cruel, vindictive God that had Adam and Eve trapped under no knowledge.
See, because the people that have the ancient mystery religion who are in muggles per.
You know, I like rabbits and all. They're cute and they're horny. And if you.
Yeah, I like people and all, you know, they love me and they vote for me, but all they want to do is have sex. I mean, look at America. Sex sells. Movies, TV shows.
You're cute and you're horny, then you're probably happy that you don't know who you are.
And the American people and the rest of the people in the world, they don't care about nothing, just have sex. People step outside their marriage just to what? Have sex.
Why are you even alive? You just want to have sex as many times as possible.
And now he's talking about humans, of course. They don't really understand anything about our football team.
Before you die. I mean, I just don't see the point in crying over a dead rabbit.
They don't see the point of worrying about the 2 billion people that are dying because they're causing it. It does not bother them, not one bit.
You know, who never even feared death to begin with.
Because they have no idea about death in the truest sense. In his mind, is what he's saying.
You're wrong. These rabbits can talk. They're the product of the author's imagination.
Now his girlfriend goes against him for the first time. She's been his ally all along.
And he cares for them, so we care for them. Otherwise, we've just missed the point.
And that's Donnie's girlfriend, who he's been very close with.
But aren't we forgetting about the miracle of storytelling?
You mean the miracle miracle of God telling us this story from the foundation of the world when it was written?
The Deus Ex Machina.
The Deus Ex Machina, the God machine. Deus Ex Machina. I didn't search the Deux, did I? God from the machine. There's Harry Potter right there. You mean to tell me that she's sitting there telling you about the ghost in the machine right there? She just drops it in there. And nobody watching the movie has a clue of what it just went one and out the other, of course, because spiritual discernment. I wouldn't know anything if God didn't show me anything. English for God from the machine, the plot device whereby seemingly unsolvable problem of the story is suddenly and abruptly resolved by an unexpectedly unlikely occurrence. Its function can be resolved and otherwise irresolvable plot sustain the audience, bring a happy ending, or act as a cosmic device. God from the machine. God, they've always known about this, haven't they? Well, we don't know when they really wrote these books.
The God machine.
The God machine, Ex Machina, which I pronounced an Ex Machina. But,
Duh.
you know, it was the
It's a
movie
machine.
about
It is a machine.
the artificial
By
intelligence.
the way, it says M-A-K, or excuse me, M-A, China. Mother China? Not sure. That's interesting.
Intelligent robot. Mind-blowing. She called it the God machine.
That's it. This is the longest video I might have ever done. I'm not sure. Love y'all.